Okay, welcome back everybody. This is my final video in the Tarot March Madness challenge. I made it. Hooray. But anyway, tonight it is going to be the Numinous Tarot going up against the Tarot for the Great Outdoors. Kind of funny to me that these are the ones that made it to the finals. You know, this represents sort of my love of reading and my love of community, and this sort of represents my love of being outside and being in nature. And so it's kind of funny to me that these are the two that ended up making it to the finals. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I would recommend going and checking out my other videos because I'm about to have spoilers. If you've enjoyed this March Madness content this month, please like and subscribe to my channel. It's been really, really fun to do this, and it's been cool to share, you know, my exploration for my decks with you. So we are now in the finals where we are having the Numinous Tarot going up against Tarot for the Great Outdoors. But basically, as I've talked about in my other videos, what I decided to do for Tarot March Madness was have 4 indie decks going up against 4 mass market decks, and I decided to choose all of my modern feeling decks. So you can see that, you know, Fifth Spirit and Tarot through the Great Outdoors made it to the semifinals, as well as the Cosmic Wisdom and Numinous Tarot. And then we are here now. So basically, in order for a deck to win, and you can see the points that I've had on some of these other ones, the decks will go through 3 challenges. The first challenge is that I will test out their shuffle, and whichever one shuffles the best will get a point. After that, I'm going to stop the video and I am going to put the decks back in order, and then I'm going to go card by card and pick my favorite card from each of the decks, or pick my favorite card between each of the decks. And then whichever deck has the most cards that are my favorite, that deck will get another point. And then if there is a tie in that case, then I will do a quick 3-card spread to try to break that tie. It's been kind of funny to me because in the semifinals, there were very clear winners. Tarot for the Great Outdoors and Numinous Tarot kind of won very, very quickly. So it's also going to be super interesting to see how these decks going up against each other turns out. So let's get started. The first challenge is to test the shuffle. As much as I love the Numinous Tarot, it makes me stretch my fingers a little bit. But it does do a pretty good shuffle. You can see that there. And I can bridge it. But I do end up with a few extra cards because my fingers are small. I like the sound that this one makes when you shuffle it. It's very satisfying to me. So that's that one. It's pretty good, but it is a strain on my hands. Okay, so let's look at the Tarot of the Great Outdoors. So this one is a little bit more bendy, which is beneficial because it means I can actually get my hands all the way around it, which is great. And so I can do that, and then I can do that. And so because of the fact that I can get my hands around it completely, I think that this one has to go to the Tarot of the Great Outdoors. We can test this as well. Maybe not quite as satisfying, but also not nearly as heavy on my hands. So yeah, we are going to give a point to the Tarot of the Great Outdoors for the shuffle. Okay, so like I said, now I'm going to stop the camera and I'll be back after I've put both decks back in order. See you soon. Okay, so I am back again, and like with my last video, I'm going to go through and pick my favorite cards. If it's a card I'm picking, it's going on this side, And if it's a card that I'm not picking, then it is going off the screen. I am a little bit worried because there are some cards in both of these decks that I know are going to go up against each other, and I really like them, and so it's going to be hard to see if I have to pick. Anyway, let's get started. Already, this is a little bit hard for me because I love the hiking. I love the trees in the background. I love being up on a mountain, but I do love the spirit of this Fool, where she's just there, just diving off. So I think starting off, it has to be this one. Okay, the Magician. Okay, so this is one of the cards that I genuinely don't know which one I'm going to choose. This is one of my favorite Hermit cards ever. There's just something about this figure. I love the Christmas feel to it. I love what looks like a branch that is maybe an aspen tree or something like that. I love the lantern. I really like this card, but also I really like this card. As I've said in other videos, I love cards that include the Northern Lights. I'm from Minnesota originally. I love the idea of the Hermit being someone that is just off in a cabin, being in nature, doing some soul searching, taking some time to recharge before they come back to the world. I like both of these a lot. So I don't know which one I'm going to choose. Okay, this card, we'll see how it goes. But this card, I'm leaving it to both of them because it's too close. It's a tie. I can't do it. So both of them get a Hermit card. For this one, again, in my last video, I talked about how much I like this card, but I do think I like this one a little bit better. Justice. I love the idea of the Nine of Sticks, you know, you're planting trees for that next generation of trees. And so even though whatever this environment might be, it might have been hard, it might have impacted the environment, but this next generation of trees is going to kind of be that defense and that ability to keep moving on. I like that for the Nine of Sticks. It's a little different. I don't know, gotta go with the lady chopping wood for the Queen of Sticks. Can't, yeah. Oh, and this is another hard one because I love the aces in the Numinous Tarot, but I love this particular ace. Okay. I don't know. This is a beautiful card, but both of these cards are really pretty. I don't know which one I want, because they both say partnership, they both say connecting with another person. And this feels like more of a love and emotional, but this is also connecting with them to be able to paddle in the way that you need to. And if you've ever paddled with someone, that takes a level of partnership and communication to work together in that way. I think I just talked myself into this one. So these seem like sort of two different sides of the Four of Cups. This is sort of the dealing with your feelings. You go out into nature and kind of deal and disconnect for a little bit. And this feels like sort of the Four of Cups where you're still feeling your feelings. And so I think because of that, I'm going to give it to this one because that's more how I read the Four of Cups. I don't personally like this Five of Cups. It just doesn't feel like it fits with the rest of the deck because a lot of the rest of the deck is like people in nature, and this is very nature in nature. I think I have to give it to this one because if I were talking about happiness, you know, just floating on the water with some good friends, that's going to be my 10 of Cups. Feels kind of close. For a while, I thought the Tarot of the Great Outdoors had it, but the Numinous Tarot is coming back. And I think in some ways, the Numinous is getting more cards because the Tarot for the Great Outdoors deviates so much from the RWS. And so in this case, I think it is helping the Numinous Tarot to be closer. But at this point, I genuinely don't know which has it now. As I said in the last video, I like that this is a community working together instead of just one person. Oh, so this is just, I think, like the quintessential dynamic between these two decks, because on the one hand, luxury, happiness, you know, just living my best life sort of could either be in a library or out in the woods somewhere. And so I think this is the second one that I'm going to give it to both of them. Okay, so now I'm going to count and see. Okay, so this one had 45, the Tarot of the Great Outdoors. But I did have some that I gave to both decks. So I'm going to count the other one as well. So 45. Okay, so this one had 36. So that means that I am going to give that to the Tarot of the Great Outdoors. So that means that, unfortunately, the Numinous Tarot can't come back from that. So the winner of my March Madness challenge is the Tarot for the Great Outdoors. Oh, and you can't see what I'm writing. And so the winner is the Tarot for the Great Outdoors, because I got 2 points here. This was really close. So yeah, thank you for joining me for this experience. It was really fun. I really do think that the 2 decks that made it to the finals are very clearly some of my favorite decks, and they had every right to be there, which is awesome. And it doesn't surprise me that the Tarot for the Great Outdoors won. My channel is called Frost and Forest for a reason. The outdoors are very important to me, but this whole thing did remind me again of how much I love the Numinous Tarot, and I need to start bringing this deck out more. It's one of those decks that I got a while ago and just kind of got put to the back of the shelf, and then I've gotten newer modern decks. And so this just reminded me that I do love this deck quite a bit. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me on this process, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by.